Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thank you so much for dropping by. To anyone who's new to this channel, a very warm welcome. This channel is dedicated to the work and teachings of a very special yet very humble being named Bruno Groening. And to anyone who's been here before, a warm welcome back. If you'd like to know more about Bruno Groening, there's a link below this video. My sincere apologies. I'd scheduled this for earlier, and I honestly I lost track of time. So this is my do-over. I'm very sorry. I'm very human. I fall short daily. So, what's the most important thing in life? It's a really profound inquiry. Because here we are doing life. We wake up each day and we do life. But welcome, Carolyn. But what are we doing? What is life really all about? So, Bruno Groening gave some very interesting answers to this question. He never exactly said, this is what life is about. He did say life is about learning, that life is a school, and not just learning of information, but wisdom, how to navigate life, how to do life. And many people think of Bruno Groening as a healer. That's the first thing you'll hear. And so when I describe him, that's some of the first things that come out of my mouth. It's like he's one of the greatest healers I've ever heard of. And in his presence, blind people regained their vision, paralyzed people stood up out of their wheelchairs. Terminal cases of cancer, the cancer would just vanish. Tens of thousands of healings. And yet Bruno Groening said healing was only 10% of what his work was about. So what was his work really about? And what is spirituality really about? Well, I don't know that it's my place to uh, give a final answer to that, but I hope to point people in a direction, and Bruno did as much. So one thing that Bruno talked about, not a lot, but he talked about sometimes, was fully surrendering to God, or the full redemption, being completely free. Now, what does that mean? Well, he gave at least one time, he gave an interesting expression of that, to be unattached and to not lose one's peace, no matter what is going on around us. It's quite a superpower if you think about it. To be at peace under all circumstances. He even went so far as to say a spiritually elevated master who has, I'm paraphrasing, has realized profound spiritual truths in isolation in a monastery would need to come back for another lifetime to live out these spiritual truths when surrounded by flawed people. And Bruno said, again, I'm paraphrasing, but only then, when one is able to remain detached and at peace under all circumstances, is one truly free. I'm completely paraphrasing, don't have the book handy. And so I want to invite people to, and so I've been aware of that quote for a long time, but just this morning, it really hit me that to be at peace, to have serenity, which comes through surrender, but to have serenity under all circumstances. Well, it feels to me like a worthwhile goal to strive towards. And of course, many Eastern teachers have described such a state as enlightenment, as self-realization. So I just want to invite people to reflect on the idea of peace and detachment, not as the whole path. That's not what Bruno taught at all, to just sit and do nothing, but as an inner state to strive for as we do life. And of course, to ask for God and Bruno's help in finding this. Oh, let's spend a little time taking in some divine energy. So, for anyone who's new, one of the key things that Bruno Groening taught was how to take in divine life energy that can actually heal, but can also uh, free us from emotional bondage, can actually heal physical illness, but can actually uh, lead us to real freedom, which I understand to mean to be at peace under all circumstances. So, how to take this energy in? It's very simple. Please sit with your legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor. Hands on your legs, palms facing upwards. If you like, you can take a deep breath and close your eyes. Oh, and pardon, before we go any further, so I'm going to share what Bruno taught on how to take in this energy, but what I've also started to share alongside of it techniques to help quiet your mind. This is completely my teaching that I'm aware of. Bruno didn't share such teachings. He didn't speak against them. But what I found in my own experience, but also sharing this teaching with others and getting other people's feedback, is that their mind is just, it's very hard for 21st century people to have a quiet mind. So the technique is about receiving healing life energy. And the other suggestions I'm going to make are simply things to help quiet the mind and come into the present moment. So, with that, if you like, take a deep breath, close your eyes. Please separate yourself from all illness, handing it over to your understanding of higher power or a spiritual helper you trust. Again, really separating yourself from illness. And then asking, having the intention to receive healing life energy and observe your body, having the will, the intention to take that energy in. So that's the practice, observing your body with the intention to take in this energy. Now I'm going to offer some suggestions for how to quiet your mind. My favorite is to just initially to put my hand right here, center of the chest, and imagine that my mouth is there and I'm breathing in and out of my chest. Another possibility is just to repeat a short prayer over and over, or to watch your breath and think in on the in breath, out on the out breath. Please see what works for you, but those are just supports for the practice of observing your body, having the intention to take in this good energy. The mind wanders off, bring it back, or bring it back to your supporting practice. If you become aware of thought, let them pass by. If they're negative thoughts, firmly hand them over to higher power or to your spiritual helper. Just keep coming back to the present moment, this intention to take in divine energy. So I'm going to begin to wrap up. You're welcome to continue on your own. Sometimes people ask, well, how long to do this practice for? I think one of the best answers I heard is until you feel full, until you feel peaceful. Thank you so much for saying hi, Carolyn, all the way from Ireland, forever loving everything. Hello from Austria. Hi, Justin. Yeah, thank you for joining in. So I wish everyone a beautiful day. Please do share your thoughts or feelings in the comments section after this video about this idea of putting peace first. And just from my own experience, it's very important to put it first, but not only. Um, Bruno didn't just talk about peace. He talked about seeking knowledge of God's will, being of service, learning. But I'd love to hear other people's thoughts, especially in relationship to what Bruno taught. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Take care.